Hi guys, good morning everyone, and good evening if you're in India or other parts of the world. This is Dave, and welcome back to Dave Astrology. Um, I am back today with a live session on a Friday because last weekend I had some challenges with respect to cutting short the session, and I thought today I'm going to do the session a day before because I have a packed weekend again. And there is a special occasion as well, guys. You are my community, my followers, so I just wanted to let you know it's my birthday as well today, and I wanted to celebrate part of my birthday with you guys. So I'm back here with the readings for you folks. I have already prepared one chart. There is this one subscriber who's been following me with the questions for a long time, and unfortunately I could not take her reading for the last couple of lives. So I thought I'll start with her reading to begin with, and then I will get started with the other readings that I can see here. So I see Goldie is already online. Goldie Dua, I'm picking up your first question itself. I have taken down your birth chart on my system. The details that you shared were 23rd of Jan 2004, 3:30 p.m. Kalyan. So I've prepared your chart. We have Saturn in retrograde in the first house for you. It's sitting in the sign of Gemini, uh, in the Ardra Nakshatra, and it's in a friendly house, so to speak. Then you have Jupiter in the third house in the sign of Leo, again in retrograde motion. Ketu Rahu in the 5-11 axis for you. So Ketu is sitting in the sign of Libra, and Rahu sitting in the sign of Aries. Mercury is sitting in your seventh house in the sign of Jupiter. So again, that's like a neutral position. Then you have Moon and Sun, the two luminaries, which are sitting together in the eighth house in the sign of Capricorn. Sun is in an enemy sign. It's this in the sign of Saturn there. Venus, it's sitting in the ninth house in the sign of Aquarius. Again, it's a friendly position. And you have Mars sitting in your 10th house in the sign of Pisces, which is pretty good actually. So your question was predominantly around, the health. Sorry, your career perspective and when you would be, ready to earn and stuff. So, Goldie, to begin with, first of all, you have Saturn in your first house, and Saturn, though in retrograde, it means it's going to be impacting your 12th house as well. One thing is definite, that things will come with a delay to you, but they will come in grand scheme of things. They will come in large scale. The fact of the matter is that Saturn is the lord of the eighth house and sitting in first. You will have good interest in astrology, Goldie, and you will, continue to learn pretty well as well. That is definitely going to happen. So, astrology is going to come good to you. I don't know if somebody's told this to you or not. If you resonate with this, and if you agree, please hit that like, and mention in the comments as well that yes, Dave, you're right. But I think that's naturally going to come to you. uh, the other bit is that there will be significant delays in terms of the outcomes coming for you. They will take time, but they will come in huge scale. Why? Because you also have Mars sitting from a career standpoint in your 10th house. It is sitting in a friendly sign, and if you see from a Kal Purush Kundli standpoint, it is the 10th house of Capricorn itself. So Mars sitting in the house of exaltation, though it is not there, means that it could make you very strong in terms of very aggressive in terms of whatever career you pick. And it is also the lord of sixth. So if you are pursuing anything, and I think your question was also around company secretary and stuff. So more than company secretary, I see you succeeding in the field of law, legal affairs. Why? Because the sixth lord is coming and sitting in the 10th house. The other bit is that you are also having both luminaries. Sun is in the enemy state, but both the luminaries are sitting in the eighth house, right? And if you see from that perspective as well, you will have to work in hidden matters. Maybe family law could be something that you could explore. You might want to give some thought to that. The other bit is Rahu is sitting in your 11th house, so earning potential is extremely high. Rahu in 11th is extremely high. I would let you check out my Rahu Ketu transit videos as well to see how the impact is coming in, because you have now Rahu moving into your 10th house, right? So you're a Gemini ascendant. I've done videos around that. In fact, I've Moon for Capricorn, I will be releasing by end of my day today. So you will be seeing that video as well, and you will get an understanding how things are going to be getting impacted from both from Moon chart basis as well. Now, last but not the least, I want to call out that Jupiter is sitting in your third house in retrograde motion, means it is going to give you impact in terms of growing your wealth, etc. From a second house perspective, both luminaries are also impacting there, so growth of wealth will definitely be there. And it is also aspecting your 11th house where Rahu is sitting, so any ill effects of Rahu will be under check. Growth in terms of money, career, etc. will be on the rise definitely for you, and it is the lord of the 10th. So any career has to be in the field of education and stuff. So that's where I'm suggesting that you should consider law field higher when compared to the company secretary. I've taken a longer time today for you because I felt really bad that I could not spend more time. Important thing is that when do you see your career getting an uptick? I will recommend you to to have a higher possibility post 2025, from December 2025. Why? Because your Jupiter Mahadasha is starting, and that's going to be extraordinary for you. Um, in fact, post 2024, you should see some action happening around your career front, because you have Rahu Mahadasha and Mars Antardasha starting, which is going to be impacting your career as well. So I hope this is helpful, Goldie, and I'm so sorry. I have been caught up with multiple threads at my end, and that's why I could not pick up your questions. Uh, okay, your message is that you want to be a lawyer or international relations. Actually, any kind of international related law would also fit good, because Saturn, and good thing is Saturn is the planet of justice sitting in your first house. It is impacting your 12th house as well because of retrograde motion. So it may not be a bad idea for you to pursue any kind of foreign collaboration. Let's say you get into a corporate law kind of a situation and you see international counsel in that space, right? Even going abroad could be a possibility for you. So I do not discard that possibility. All right. With that, I will move on to the question which is posted by Anu. Anu, you have posted the first question for the day, and we'll get started 1999. Um, Interesting. So, your question is, when will I get married? How will be the financial status of the husband, and how would the in-laws' house and married life be? Anushri, you've asked multiple questions in one. So you have Moon and Mars in your first house. You are a Scorpio ascendant. You have Mercury in your 11th house in the state of exaltation and Virgo. Very nice. You have Sun in your 10th house in its own sign. Beautiful. You have Venus and Rahu sitting in your ninth house. Jupiter and Saturn in retrograde in your sixth house in the first sign of Aries. So Saturn is going to be in debilitation there. It is not at its strength, though it is in retrograde motion. Such a powerful chart from that perspective. And then you have Ketu in the sign of Capricorn in your third house. Beautiful. So first of all, there could be a potential delay in your marriage. Okay. Um, um, but the fact of the matter is that Mars is sitting in your you know first house. We have to get into a bit of details to understand if the Mangal dosh is going to get cancelled or not. Broadly, I would say it will get cancelled because Mars is taking its own sign and in the first house, in the Kendra house itself. Okay, so that's getting cancelled. But the problem is, Anushri, that your moon is having an aspect. I don't count. If you would have seen my moon Mahadasha video, if you have not, please check that. I have clearly called out. I personally do not consider it to be a eclipse or a dosha on moon when compared to Rahu, Ketu, or Saturn. But Rahu is casting an eclipse on your moon as well, because it is aspecting your first house from the ninth house. So, hmm. Now, your question is specifically related to marriage, which in your case, I'm assuming, Anushri, you are a female. We see from your sixth house where Jupiter is sitting in the sign of Aries, and it is in retrograde, so impacting its fifth house as well. So, you would have a romantic husband, somebody who's expressive towards love. It could be a possibility that your husband might be in the field of medicine or legal, like a law attorney or something of that sort. Uh, could also be because it is in impact of Saturn, so something related to consulting or construction related work as well could be part of his profession, right? Um, yeah. Now you've asked for a good period to get married. So, see, you are starting with Ketu Mahadasha. I'm not sure if you've had a chance to watch my Ketu Mahadasha video. Um, from You've already, in fact, started. It is 27th today. You've already started with Ketu Mahadasha last week. Personally, I do not recommend getting married in Ketu Mahadasha. It's not the best periods, but if push comes to shove, my suggestion will be wait for Ketu Jupiter, which is in 2028. You will be around 29 years at that point in time. I will highly recommend you not to go for marriage before that. You have Mars in the first house as well, aspecting your seventh house. It it could be problematic. Okay, and yeah, it could give issues. You might want to avoid that. So, ideally, it should be after 2030, but you become 31 then, and it's a long time that I'm suggesting. So 2028 is the earliest period that I will recommend you. Do ensure that your chart matching is done properly. You are born in Anuradha Nakshatra. Okay, so that's the nakshatra of Saturn. You know? So good. You would be devoted towards your partner. You would be, very loving. It's like Radha Krishna's devotion, as they see. But keep your anger in check, Anuradha, Anushri. I'm sorry, and please avoid, if possible, please avoid getting married in Ketu Mahadasha. If yes, then it has to be in Jupiter Antardasha only. I will not even recommend Venus Antardasha. Okay. So with that, we'll move on to the next one. Saurabh. Okay. Saurabh. Yeah, 1996. 19, 11, 96, and 1558. 1558. And Saurabh is Ahmed. Okay, perfect. So, Saurabh, I have your chart prepared in front of me. Again, you were also interested about your marriage. So, you are an Aries ascendant, Mars in the fifth house, Rahu in your sixth house, that of Virgo, Venus in Libra in seventh, Sun and Mercury in Scorpio in eighth, Jupiter in ninth. Very nice. Moon in 11th and Saturn in retrograde in 12th along with Ketu. Okay, interesting. Hmm. So, see, ultimate goal of your life at some point in time, it's going to be spiritualism. And don't take it in a negative way, but I know your question is around when will you get married and what about your spouse, but I just can't stop and skip answering this. You will ultimately, um, this material world will not fit you. You would want to know the higher truth, the greater truth, so to speak. And you will, some of these people with this kind of a combination, they go all the way to renouncing everything as well. Okay. Ketu is in the sign of Pisces in 12th house. It's like exaltation to the pinnacle. uh, and it is going to be slow with Saturn sitting there. It's going to be slow, and it's going to definitely be happening for you. So Venus is in its own sign in the seventh house, which is a good placement, of course. So from us, you are going to get a very feminine energy in your life. The partner that you're going to have um, is going to be very, very caring, loving, affectionate. All the qualities beautiful. Beauty lies in the eyes of the beholder, but everything that you can associate with a woman would be there in your spouse. Now, you're very fortunate as well, by the way, Sorab. You have Jupiter sitting in your ninth house, in the house of luck. So things will automatically happen for you. And if you ever feel that things are moving slow and all that, boss, it is destined to you to flow this way, because Mars is carrying its energy from the past in your fifth house. You are, I'll not say much, but you're going to be a very aggressive romantic lover as well. Um, and having said that, we're talking about a good period for you to get married. Actually, 2020 until 2020, from 2017, 18 onwards till 2020 was an amazing period. So, somewhere when you were in your 20s, when you hit your 20, it would have been that you might have met someone interesting that you would have, explored a relationship with, ideally. Um, until next July, you are running a period where you could have some sort of a romantic relationship going on. But I think post 2027 is a fabulous period until 2029 for you to get married. Okay, Saturn Mahadasha, Jupiter Antardasha. Saturn Mahadasha, that's why I'm asking you to be a bit careful. Do not get married under the Rahu Antardasha. Skip that, do not do that. And your Rahu is in your sixth, so it is going to address the market issues and any kind of competition, and all those problems will be taken care of. But do not get married at that time. Okay. Uh, until July 2024, marriage is tough. Could be possible, but actually could be possible. Moon is also aspecting that, but I think more of a possibility you'd have is of having some sort of a romantic affair and things like that. All right. So my next question is Vanak. Um, 6/11/2000. Okay. I'm assuming it is 6th November that you've mentioned. The dates here are flipped here in US. So that's the reason it gets confusing at times. 11 means 23:55. Um, Nanded. I've been to Nanded, by the way. I've been to Nanded, Maharashtra. It's the same place that has this huge gurdwara, right? If I'm not wrong. Please hit like if I've called it out correctly. And I went to Nanded as a college student, so long time back. All right, boss. Your question is: will there be luxury in my life, car, spouse, and getting married? 100%. I can see it loud and clear. You are a Cancer ascendant. You have Mars in your third house in the sign of Virgo. It is sitting in an enemy sign there. You have Sun debilitated. Oh, in Libra, in your fourth house, it's losing its directional strength as well. That is the reason that you might not be focusing or putting in a lot of effort in your towards your work, boss. That's a problem. Mercury in retrograde in Libra, it is impacting your third house as well. Venus in Scorpio in the fifth house, Ketu in sixth house, Rahu in 12th, Moon in eighth house in the sign of Aquarius, and then you have Jupiter and Saturn in retrograde in the sign of Taurus in your 11th house. And that is the reason I said yes, 100% money there is there. So one thing is that you would want to do multiple things across the board to create wealth, and money is going to come really slow if you try to do anything under the table, anything like shortcuts and stuff. That's not going to help you. In fact, that's going to be detrimental. But long story short, you will continue to create wealth over a course of time. In fact, you're already running your Saturn Mahadasha, right? So your question is, when will you get property? Property is seen from your fourth house. It is the sign of Venus. So yes, property will come. You have, though you have Sun in debilitation and Mercury in retrograde, but Mercury is in a friendly sign. It is in Chitra Nakshatra. Yes, you will make assets. You will have a house. You will buy a car as well, and anything that you can think of. But interesting part is Mercury is sitting second to itself, or one, two, three, four, five, fifth to itself from a 12th house perspective. So, foreign collaboration or foreign association is also of high probability for you in terms of your job, in terms of doing import export. That is going to give you a definite rise. And if you try and do that, that is going to give you a greater result. And that also means that sun in debilitation doesn't mean that you're not going to succeed. And I gave that input in the Sun Mahadasha video. If you have not had a chance, please watch that. Saturn Mahadasha video I'm going to be releasing in the next 2-3 days, and I've been very slow in terms of my Mahadasha videos. I've had just too many things on my plate. So if you check that, Vanak, what you will find is that you will get an analysis of each of the Antardasha of Saturn as well. Uh, what I will recommend you is that, in fact, right now you are running with Mercury Antardasha as well in Saturn. Keep on creating opportunities which are related to communication, which are related to business analysis, which are related to any kind of business plan. If you want to start some business as well, it might not be a bad idea for you to pursue. Mercury is aspecting your 10th house as well, and so is Saturn and Jupiter in the retrograde motion. You will do well, but it will be a grind. It will be a grind. It will be a lot of hard work, and you will succeed. And your Lagna Lord is sitting eighth, so it is not going to be something where you get a very famous or a lot of it will not be a lot of hype. It will be hidden. It will not be known to the world, but you keep on grinding and you will see a lot of success coming in, right? So I hope that answers your question. And yes, and your marriage lord is also sitting one, two, three, four, fifth to itself in the 11th house. So you will gain a lot after getting married as well, Vanayak. Once you get married, you will have a lot of growth. All right, Puja. Guys, would some of you be interested in pursuing an astrology course? I have been trying to explain astrology in very, very simple terms to most of you. And the idea is, I don't want any of the folks going to astrologers and spending money and getting duped there. So the idea is to educate people and see if they can do things by themselves. So if you think that is something of interest, just mention in the comments that yes, Dave, I would want to explore something of that sort. And based on your feedback, I will I will go ahead and launch the details of the course. So I have Pooja's chart here. Pooja, I think you asked the question last time as well, but since you are asking it again, that what would be the behavior of your spouse and um, how would be the married life? Uh, you know, I told you, a good spouse is promised in your chart. Jupiter is sitting in your sixth house in its own sign of Sagittarius, so you will be very very comfortable from that front perspective. And then that Jupiter is coming into your seventh house itself in the sign of Virgo in your Navamsa as well. So that means that whosoever that person would be a very pious person, very respectful, very caring. uh, in fact, you need to check your Mars position since you are getting into Navamsha, and I'm assuming you have enough understanding. You need to see that are you calm enough around the person or the people that you date with. So that is something that you need to. And I keep telling you, your Mars is exalted in the sign of Capricorn in your natal chart. I told this to you last time as well, and it is sitting in your first house in Navamsa. So you might want to just check things at your end. But from a husband perspective, whosoever man walks in your life will be an amazing person to be with. Yapan. All right. Picking your question now. 5/7/1970. Yapan, sir. 6:27 p.m., which is 1827. And Kula Sekaram. Kula Sekaram. The heck, yeah. Yapan. Kula Sekaram. I'm not able to find this place. Um, Kulasi, you've given a wrong spelling here. I'm assuming this place is Kulasekharapatnam, Tamil Nadu. So I'm picking that as the city, okay? Um, and let me just quickly check if there are any important comments that I'm missing. Rishi says astrology classes will be amazing, sir, especially if simplified. Yes, you would have been watching my videos and you see that I try to make things very, very simple for the people to read. The intent of the course will be that you learn enough astrology in the basic and intermediate courses itself that you don't need to ever go to any astrologer. Do not spend that 10, 20,000 rupees that these guys keep asking. You read your own chart, and based on your chart, you figure out what is the best way. I keep on saying rule your planet. So you don't need to do any stupid remedies, take milk, water, throw it here, and all that stuff. That is BS. Learn to read your own chart, figure out what is best for you, and whenever you struggle, there will be an expert course as well where you get to do deep dive across all vargas, across all D1, D2, D10 charts, etc., so that you can understand what happens in which sphere of life, and even go ahead and do it professionally to help others, not to make money. My intent is not to make money, and I will advise you guys also do that. Just try and help others, create a community to help people who are struggling, right? So that's the intent. And yes, so thanks for that feedback. I am working on that front as well, to launch my mobile app and a website where you will have all of this available for you. And that's why I'm shying away from any personal consultations. A lot of you have reached out to me. I know I have to get back to a person. He's a government officer, I'm forgetting his name. 2 3 of you have reached out to me for consultations, and I have been trying to refuse. The reason is I'm just not having enough time. I'm way too caught up in things at my end. So Ayapan, your question was, I'm a building contractor, I don't have a steady job, and can you tell me about my health? um, mm-mm. Okay, so let me tell you, you are a Sagittarius ascendant. Rahu sitting in your third house, Saturn is sitting in your fifth house. Why did you jump into construction business? Okay, because of Mars. Mars and Mercury and Sun are sitting in your seventh house in the sign of Gemini. Uh, Venus and Moon in the eighth house in the Cancer sign, Ketu in ninth, Jupiter in Venus sign in the 11th house. So you said you are a construction, you are in a builder, and you don't have a steady job. And can you tell me about my LC? Uh, Boss, this is actually not steady for you because Saturn is in debilitation, the first planet that gives an indication about construction business, not Mars. Okay. And another problem is even if it was Mars, Mars is sitting in the seventh house with its enemy Mercury in the enemy sign. So it's not comfortable there. I don't know who recommended you to go in this space. Though Saturn is a karaka for construction business, it is in the fifth house aspecting your 11th, so potentially you could have made money. But Saturn is in debilitation, it is an Aries sign, and Jupiter is in your enemy sign as well of Venus in your 11th house. So you will make money, but there is a struggle. So two three things, Ayapan, if nobody has told this to you, listen very carefully. Rahu is in the sign of Aquarius in the third house. You go ahead and do something which is a business where you try and reach masses. Sorry, I need to just shut my window down a bit. All right, boy. All right. So you need to be in the space where you do mass reach out, mass communication, some sort of social media business or something related where you can leverage your Rahu. It's very important. Your Rahu is in an excellent position to make money. So if you get into something, let's say, uh, even if you would have been in the print business, Jupiter is in the 11th house, Rahu is in the third house. Any kind of printing, publishing of books, writing fiction content, all that stuff would have worked very well for you. And you don't need to do a job. You will always be in your own business stuff, trying to do something of your own. That is the first thing. And the reason I'm also saying is because your 10th house lord is Mercury sitting 10th to itself in the 7th house. Beautiful. Boss, you need to do business where you do tons of communication. Uh, start figuring out 1970, you're 63. Start blogging, start writing some content in your native language, in English, Hindi, whatever you're comfortable with. Do something in that space instead of racking your brain around this area. You've talked about your health. Venus and Moon are together in your eighth house, and you will in general have a healthy life. Your mind is very positive, Ayapan. um, and even at the age of 63, I can assure you, you will have a decent vitality. Keep exercising. Keep exercising. Mars is there in the seventh, aspecting you continuously. So do normal exercises at the age of 63, which you think you can push for, and eat good food. Venus and Moon sitting together in eighth house, eat good quality food. In fact, you would have a lot of interest in the food that you consume. Keep doing that, and you will feel that you are going to enjoy a long, healthy life. I can see that happening. Okay. But please consider something in publishing. Happen. Even at 63, do not stop. Do something. You will create something extraordinary. I'm telling you, it's written in your chart. Chalo, next one. Um, Subin. Subin is back again. 25, 8, 95. 303. I I think I gave you a prediction before to Subin. And I had told you that your Saturn is sitting in the 10th house in the sign of Aquarius. It is in retrograde motion. It's a good thing because it is in its own sign on the work front, and then it is aspecting its previous house as well with the house of luck. So, and your luck is second to itself. So, eventually, whatever you do, excuse me, you are going to grow in that space. That's definitely going to happen. You are going to grow in whatever profession you pick. Um, but it is going to come with a lot of delay. It is not going to happen, and it is going to happen not before 33 for sure. Much better performance post 36. So if that is not the news that you were looking for, you were 1995 born, means 23 plus 5, 28. Yeah, 33 is when Saturn matures. 36 is when it actually starts giving positive results to a great extent. So not before that. It is going to be a very difficult long haul situation for you. Sun is in its own sign, but both Saturn and Sun are aspecting each other. Venus and Moon are also sitting there. uh, your Rahu is in your sixth house. Your question is acting. Keep trying, but very hard, very very hard. I am still delayed in terms of releasing my fame video. I have kind of recorded everything. The story details are ready, and I've just not been able to edit it. Um, Rahu is the prime karaka, and then you have Venus. So you will have interest in acting, and that is why, because Venus is aspecting that. Even if you want to pursue acting, it is going to see a lot of delay. It is going to see a lot of delay, and I will have to do a complete detailed analysis. Venus is combust as well. Yeah, I'll have to do a detailed analysis of your detailed chart, but I can tell you here, possibility is less in this space. Uh, why don't you pick up some Saturn related businesses? You need to do the grind work. You do that, and you will become rich. You will come and offer a lot of your wealth to me for that recommendation. Uh, do that, because else you will be spending a lot of time in doing something, and then your Jupiter is in it, and it's a friendly sign in the seventh house. You doing business of your own may not be a bad idea, but you could also do well in a job. The sun is losing its directional strength in the fourth house, even if it is in its own sign. um First, you try and open up some additional sources of income, as and when you are trying for acting as well right now. Just try and keep doing something in parallel. You will see you will gain money, and the more you gain money, you will figure out that that is the profession you have to go into. I've given you a paid consultations recommendation right here, right now. Okay, I just couldn't stop giving that feedback the moment I saw it. Okay, Hover, I know I missed your reading last time. Sorry, buddy. Sorry about that. 7/7/1996. 7/7/6. 10:45 Palampur. 10:45 m. Guys, you are getting this reading and you are not hitting that like button. Why is that? Can you please smash that like button, and just invite more people to this live session here today, right here, right now. However, I have suddenly crossed Ketu Mahadasha and want to know if there are chances of a government job, and is there anything related to intuition in my birth chart. So Ketu Mahadasha is gone. You are still in Sandhi. If you've not had a chance to watch my, I'm assuming you've watched my Ketu Mahadasha video, please watch the Venus Mahadasha video as well, and you will get an understanding of the Sandhi period as well. Venus and Mars are sitting together in your 10th house. Your question was related to career? Government job. Government job. Hmm, 11th, 10th and 11th का lord 8th में Saturn and Moon affliction है. Oh. Moon in the 8th house. Mentally, you might be facing a lot of troubles over, right? Anil is your name. Anil, mentally you might be feeling a lot stressful and worked up, not having peace of mind, right? I can see that in your chart. I'm sorry about that. Um, Jupiter is in its own sign in the fifth house, aspecting your 11th house where Sun is sitting. Sun is in a neutral position. Uh, yeah, why this obsession towards this thing? If you want to figure out something from a government job perspective, it is, see, you are going to definitely see career growth this period because Venus is sitting in its own sign in Taurus. It is sitting with Mars, and that is why I'm kind of hopeful that instead of government job you could do something related to the government that could work out for you. But ideally, if you do any, it could be related to government, but ideally getting a government job and then may not be a great idea, especially if you get a government job. There could be possibility of uh, decent growth, but it has to be Jupiter led. Like, it cannot be a low level government job. You will not do well in that if you want to pursue a government job, so to speak, in your career. And do not go for any kind of under the table shortcut kind of a money. There is going to be huge disrespect for you. I'm telling you right now. Your Jupiter is in a very good state. So do the right things. You will grow automatically because the luck will be in your favor. And do behind the scenes work with respect to your profession. So most probably you will be doing behind the scenes work, and it will be a very stressful kind of work. I'm not able to understand what exactly, but it'll be very, very stressful sort of work that you will do. But you will grow. You will get good growth, good money, and uh, yeah, something in the space of tech field may not also be a bad idea. I'm not sure why you're not asking that question, but it is my job to tell you. Okay, so please, Anil, consider that as well. But yes, government job is a possibility. Your question is when? Anytime until 2027. You are running a good period. Keep putting in the efforts. Okay, moon is an affliction, so moon antardasha would be problematic. Watch the Venus Mahadasha video. You will get a lot of understanding from that. But anytime until 2027 is a good period for you to continue and grow in that space. Okay, before answering more questions, let me see if there are any other comments that are coming in. Yes, thank you for the birthday wishes, guys. Thank you. Yes, it is a pleasure to be celebrating birthday with you guys for the first time around. um, Subin, your question was on your job or business. I suggested not doing acting, if I'm not wrong. I'm getting confused, but um, business might not be a bad idea for you. Okay, you will make extra sources of income in parallel for sure. Um, Sanat Anto, thank you for all your videos. Sanat, do comment if you would, if you guys, I want feedback from you folks that should I be launching a course or not. Please write in your comments that yes or no, Dave. Don't go for comments. The courses, YouTube is enough. The purpose of the courses is it's going to be a very structured, methodical way. Like in 24 weeks, you will have everything, including tests, practice papers given to you, everything provided to you through an online from my website itself, through an online medium as well as my mobile app. That is what I'm trying to do, where through both those mediums, even when you're sleeping around scrolling in the bed, instead of going on Instagram, you can just watch a couple of videos, do a practice test on your mobile itself, and then figure out that yes, this is what you've learned from a lesson standpoint today. And that is what you can leverage to make predictions for yourself, your family, and maybe even pursue professionally if you would want to do that. Banking, yes, Anil, banking is not a bad idea. Banking is not a bad idea. It is a good idea for you. So okay, Dim Bhatia says yes. Please do the test. So yes, the test will be a part of the course. If I get like 50 people ready to take the course, I will launch that course. It will not be something, a lot of YouTubers are doing these Zoom calls and meetings and stuff. No BS of that sort. I'm a young guy, so is my audience. I see a lot of my audience is under 40, like me, young audience, from 25 to 40 years of age, 45 years of age. That is the group. This is a young audience in my mind. Okay. And for this young audience, you don't need to be doing those time bound classes as well. That is old school. You will have everything available in a confined fashion for you. You can log in, study at your own pace, take the test, drop the comments, questions. I will come back and provide feedback to the questions as well. So it's going to be interactive as well, and that's what we're going to be doing. I see that at least there are 3 4 people who are interested, and that is helpful. Please click on like if you like the effort being put here. I am moving on to the next question now. Okay, Vinayak, so many times you've posted, it doesn't help, Vinayak. Just once, if you put the question, I will take up. Guys, if you are posting multiple times, please retract your messages. One message is enough. Vinayak, Anushri, you are done. Hemant, 9 June 1997. 1915. And Hemant, your place of birth is Jalna, Maharashtra. All right. Your question is, which field will be beneficial for me to start a business? Sun and Mercury, Mars and Rahu in Mars is in Virgo. वरना तो मजा आ जाता. Saturn is in Pisces in fifth. Venus in eighth, second to itself. Moon is in its own sign, in the fourth house. Sorry, in the ninth house. Mars. mm, Jupiter in the third house. It's debilitated in Saturn. So, and acha, Saturn is sitting in. So you have a Parivartan yoga happening with Jupiter and Saturn. So that is there, and then Sun is in the sign of Venus, which is in the enemy sign. Mercury is actually in the friendly sign. So, what my suggestion would be. See, you are going to gain income. You are going to definitely open multiple threads, so to speak, in terms of making money. That is bound to happen. Your Rahu and Mars combination is not going to let you sit idle, so to speak. But my suggestion will be, in which Madasha are you running right now? Ketu is just got over. Venus is running beautiful. So Venus is in the eighth house. Okay. So uh, by any chance, have you considered restaurant business? You should. Okay. Hmm. Consider restaurant business. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be good. Uh, but you should not be facing your customers. You should just be somewhere busy with operations or back end and stuff. Customer facing ke liye have a woman facing your customer. In fact, have a lot of female employees who are the servers in the restaurant. Or if you just want to launch a cloud kitchen, that would be amazing as well. Launch a cloud kitchen. And if you don't know that, please research on Google and figure it out, because I cannot answer everything. Check for a cloud kitchen option, and have female workers making food for you. Brahmastra. Thank you, Goldie. Thank you, Vanak. Thank you, Mitanshu, for wishing me birthday. Appreciate that. Thank you, guys. Nishit Teli. Nishit. 13 March 1985. 13 March 1985. Um, 4:15 a.m. 4:19, sorry, 4:19 a.m. And you've not mentioned the place. Very nice, Nishit. Okay. Mitanshu Satla, 12th of October 1990. Mitanshu Satla, 12th of October 1990. And what is your time of birth? 1425. 1425. Mumbai. Okay, Mumbai. So I think what you said is that you're running some sort of startup and things have been bad for you professionally and personally not seen success since the pandemic. Would things improve? You have Rahu and Ketu in your first and seventh axis, boss. You were running Ketu Mahadasha. Okay, so Mitanshu, it's okay. You were running Ketu Mahadasha and Ketu is sitting in your seventh house, in the house of business. कैसे होगा? Bhai, have patience. You've had a very very tough period. Okay, it's not easy. And then you have Moon and Jupiter. Moon is in its own sign. Jupiter is also sitting there. Beautiful, yeah. You will do very well in business. Okay, you will do very very well in business, but you need to have patience. Other problem is Venus is sitting in debilitation in and it is combust in your ninth house with Sun and Mercury. Mercury is an exaltation, that is a good thing. Sun is sitting there, Jupiter in Moon, Mars is in fifth house, Saturn is in 12th in the sign of Sagittarius, ruled by Jupiter. Rahu, of course, in the first house. See, you will have this tendency that you will think way too big of yourself than you actually are. And I'm sorry, I have to say this bluntly. You might think you are 100, but you actually might be 90. And there is no bad to think big, but don't overestimate situations. And I'm not saying this is in a negative way. All I'm saying is just weigh your strengths and weaknesses so that you know that where you need to improve and work upon to do better. That's it. That's what your planet is telling you when Rahu is sitting in the first house. Ketu is sitting in the seventh house. It was telling you that during the Ketu Mahadasha, from a business relationship perspective, from any romantic relationship perspective, anything, it would have been a terrible, terrible time for you. Now you have Venus coming in, but Venus is combust, unfortunately. In the ninth house, it is the lord of your profession. Okay, sitting 12th to itself, so there, and then it is lord of your second as well, sorry, fifth house as well, where Mars is sitting. So see, your mind will always be driven towards your career. Moon ka 10 degree 9 degree yaar, moon is closer to Ketu. So your mind will always be driven towards business and doing something of that sort, but success will come with a lot of struggles, lot of struggles, and it will be mentally very draining as well. The lord of 10th is 12th to itself. That means there will be a lot of business losses as well throughout the life. That doesn't mean you will not grow. You will grow, but there will be continuous losses. Good thing is, my suggestion is, are you doing any kind of business which is related to social media, or are you doing enough social media marketing, SEO optimization, and all those things? If you're not, you must. That is the first thing, whatever business you are in. Then have some additional sources of income, or try and do something in parallel as well other than your core business, and that could be like um, doing freelancing work, so that you can have some steady flow of income coming your way as well, because that is definitely needed in your chart. Okay, else things are going to be very very tough. Chetan, if you hate me, then also please click on that like button. Okay, I deserve it today. 18.5. Sorry, I sometimes have to give these rough predictions, but at least that's my role to keep you guys honest. Bangalore. Bengaluru. Bangalore. So your question is, everybody wants to get married, marriage timing and marriage life. Mars is in your first house. No wonder you are asking this question. It is sitting in the sign of Cancer. Um, Lord of seventh is Saturn, sitting second to itself. It is sitting in Aquarius in its own sign. Boss, you might be interested in astrology, aren't you? You would like astrology like anything. Uh, Chetan's chart, right? You would like astrology like anything. Okay. Venus Mahadasha is running. Why are you not getting married? Why? It is sitting in exaltation with Moon. You have a beautiful period going on from a marriage standpoint. Before Venus Ketu comes, before October of 2025, you have a good period. Please get married. Okay. Any woman here who's interested in getting married to Chetan, please connect with him. By the way, that woman must know that post marriage, Chetan is going to make a lot more money as well. Yeah. So Venus Mercury is a good period. Avoid Venus Ketu. Before 2025 October, you have an excellent period to get married. And by the way, you could find your spouse through social media. Okay. If you have not found her yet, maybe she's in this chat itself. Just check out if she's in this chat. There was another lady who was asking about getting married, and she had a very strong Mars aspect as well. Her Mars was in 7,000 Capricorn. Maybe you should connect with her, have a chat with her. That could be interesting. All right, Chetan. Hopefully, this is helpful. Puja, thank you for the birthday wishes, Puja. Rishi Vasant, 11 June 1989. See, Rishi, these are the kind of questions for which I feel that I must have a course in place, because you are getting in a philosophical situation, that what would happen if this would happen, that would happen. That's not a bad thing. But for snapshot predictions, it might not be very suitable a question. But I don't want to disappoint anybody today. Okay. Today I'm in a good mood, so I will just take up that question. Your Rahu is in your ninth house. You are asking about your Rahu and Saturn retrograde. So Rahu is not retrograde for you, but Saturn is in retrograde motion for you for sure. And because you are running your Rahu Mahadasha, maybe that is why you are asking this question. So see, Rahu in ninth house is not one of my favorite positions. If you flip the situation and bring Ketu here, then I would have said that it is much better. Uh, Venus is in your first house. Um, Yeah, Rahu Mahadasha Antardasha video I will release. Yeah, that is something that I'm going to be doing for sure. You will see some sort of delays in your profession, some sort of hindrances coming your way in your professional life right now. It will continue to happen till next October. So that is definitely going to be there. You will be very very confused. Sometimes you will have these illusions that you know a lot, and then you will realize that you are failing, and you will end up grinding a lot as well for those things. It's not that you cannot achieve things, but you will overestimate. Then you will realize where you're falling short, and then you'll work hard. That tendency will be there in you, but you will face obstacles through this course. You will have issues in your romantic life as well to certain extent. Please, if you get any ideas of looking outside, do not do that. It is going to seriously dampen your fortune, and you might have those kind of interests right now. Okay. Saturn is going to give you very rude justice, so don't do that. And I'm not saying you're doing anything of that sort. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying that there could be opportunities. Sometimes opportunities comes from outside, not from you. You are not seeking anything, right? So that could happen, and avoid that. Be strong. Um, and I think Moon Ketu is also afflicted. That's another problem. Moon is afflicted with Ketu. So, boss, you are going through some mental stress during this period as well, and I can see that these challenges will keep coming. They'll keep throwing you off guard, but it's okay. Keep fighting. You will come out stronger from this, and hopefully, you will have a better Antardasha in the state of Mercury, because Rahu is comfortable with Mercury. Post October 2024, things are going to be much better for you. Okay, this 1 year period that you see right now, it's a bit of a struggle. Just keep calm, Rishi. Things will get better. Goldie says true. Thank you, Goldie. Ray says happy birthday. Thank you, Ray. SA says finding partner and marriage life 27 to 1984. SA. Now, SA, I'm assuming you're a guy, because I'm going to do the prediction based assuming that you're a guy, and you've not mentioned that. So it's very hard for me to figure out, and that's why I'm going to see your Venus and not your Jupiter. Or if I have time, I'll try and do both. 11:53 p.m. Sorry, 23 हो गया 23 p.m. What's the place of birth? Mumbai. So many people from Mumbai today. I'm missing that Mumbai dabeli, right? That's what they sell it. Very yummy. I love Mumbai dabeli and vada pav. Whenever I used to visit Mumbai or Pune, I would do that. I would eat it. So if you are a lady, you have Jupiter sitting in your first house, though in the enemy sign, but still you will get an amazing husband. If you're a guy, you have Venus sitting in your fifth house, you will find your partner. It will be a love marriage. If you're a guy, it will be a love marriage for sure. In fact, it will be a love marriage for whatever your gender is. There is a high chances you will have a love marriage. And my God, Saturn is sitting in its own sign and yet it is combust. That is so sad. I hate it. But so the question for you is, of course, you will get married. Essay, your married life will be so. Sometimes there will be fights. Sometimes things will be okay. You will have challenges. You will have your own challenges there. Mars is sitting in the Dhanishta nakshatra, and Mars sitting in its own nakshatra. Okay, interesting. So good, respectable, respecting spouse. Problems will be there with in-laws. Okay, there will be problem with in-laws. So keep that in mind. And Rahu Madasha is going on. Issues will be there at a home front for you right now as well, but this is a good time till 2026. You have a very good period till March 2026 to get married. 100%. Okay. All right. Let's move on to the next one. Guys, smash that like button. I want to see 50 likes today if possible. Come on, we deserve that. Star is from Colombo. Star is from Colombo. 28 1 1993. Is that Andrew? Okay, maybe it's somebody else. Boss, you've thrown so many questions put into one. That is not fair. A lot of you are putting 4 or 5 questions and then expecting that in a free reading coming along. Uh, Please understand there are so many other people waiting as well. That is kind of unfair of you, but I'll take one of that. Okay. So I'll pick up your question on marriage, career, and all that stuff. I cannot be picking up everything. So your seventh house lord is Moon sitting in third house in the sign of Pisces. So you are a Pisces moon, and you have Venus along with it in exaltation. Yes, you will have a very beautiful, fairish complexion, uh, very kind and loving spouse in your life. 100%. Uh, I'm so sorry you had to undergo Ketu Mahadasha. You're about to close that. In fact, 30th of October you are closing it, and 30th of October is the date when you are having a Rahu Ketu transit happening as well. If you've not watched my Rahu Ketu transit videos, please watch that. You will get an understanding what I mean. Your Rahu is in your 11th house, so good from an income standpoint. That's what I can tell you. You should get married in the next, I mean, next 3 years are very good for you to get married. Just to let you know, you might find your spouse through social media. 100%. 100%. Or through your own efforts, maybe. There's also a possibility that you might, if you love somebody, you will have to leave no stone unturned to have that person back in your life. It will take a lot of effort, but that's a very loving and caring person that I can see in coming in your life. Okay, Tejasvi Dalal. I'm assuming Tejasvi is a female. Okay, so, and if you are not, then you have to. Tejasvi could be a guy as well. Okay, Tejasvi should be a guy because he's written क्या IAS बन सकता हूँ. So date of birth 9/7/2003. 04. IAS is the question. Specific question. Could you be IAS? Sun, Venus, Saturn. Yes. I don't need to see your entire chart. Struggle hoga. There will be problems. There will be a lot of fight. There will be a lot of effort that will go into this. But yes, Mercury is combust. Did you start speaking late in life? Did you have some issues with respect to communication? Why am I saying is Sun is with Saturn. Sun is in the house of 10th house, which depicts government, and Saturn is there as well. So it depicts government job. And Venus is also sitting there in a friendly sign in Ardhra Nakshatra. Very high chance. I mean, I cannot say IAS itself, but definitely you have a government job, government profession in your career. And Jupiter is in the 11th house. So your gains will be through doing something related to that, which is like education related stuff. So you will study hard and long, and you should be able to do it. I like, this is the kind of stuff you need to do in a snapshot prediction. Tejasvi, thank you for a pointed question, and I really appreciate that. And next question is, Puja, I already answered your question last time as well, right? You keep on asking the same question. Do you think this is the last time I'm picking up your question? I hope I'm not confused with some other puja, but I think last time also I mentioned about foreign tours and stuff. So these field predictions are to help people who are troubled, who are having problem, and they cannot afford things. That's why I'm trying to do this, because I don't want anybody to miss out. But if people are repeating questions, then it is kind of unfair on some of them. So Mars and Venus in your 12th house, yes, foreign tours, even settling abroad is a possibility, Puja, for you. Marriage and partnership perspective, your Mercury is an exaltation in your 10th house. You might get married to somebody at your workplace. So if you're working, if you have a job and profession, there's a high chance you might find somebody there. Yeah, you have Moon and Ketu affliction as well in your third house. So please, I think you take a lot of stress. My recommendation is take care of yourself, Puja. Don't take a lot of stress. Do not be um, too worked up. Okay, don't get too worked up around situations, and things will be okay. And your the only problem is that your Jupiter is in debilitation, but it's in the second house. But Saturn is in the house of Jupiter, and Jupiter is in the sign of Saturn. So there is a Parivartan Yoga that is coming into play, which is a good thing. At least it reduces the ill effects of debilitated Jupiter. So things should be better. Your husband will be a family man, very family oriented, and you are running Jupiter Mahadasha as well. So it's a good period for you to get married until 2020. Do not get married in 2026. Post 2026 is an excellent period. Okay. Post 2026 is an excellent period for you to get married. If you want to get married now, then till mid of 2025 is also a decent time. Do not get married between 2025 September till September of 2026. Avoid that at any cost. No marriage. It will give you a lot of fights if you do that. Do not get married then. Goldie says thank you. Thank you, Goldie. Pranit Krishna. Mukesh says my message is getting deleted. Mukesh, I am not deleting any messages, and uh, the problem is that some of you guys are posting multiple questions, repeating this thing. Then automatically YouTube will delete it. Okay, that's a setting for the subscribers. So if you post it multiple times, it will delete it. I don't think my moderator is online right now. She will not delete any questions. My moderator is my sister. So she will not be deleting any questions. In fact, she is like, I have not had a chance to speak to her on my birthday. So I have to call her right after this. 10th December 1998. Uh, but I'm not deleting any questions. Guys, I don't delete any questions. I'm spending so much time and energy with you. Why would I do that? 17:45 p.m. Pranit, Hyderabad. Okay. Pranit's question is career and love situation. You're running a Mars Dasha, Mars and debilitation. So, love situation will be a little turbulent. Okay, some problems will be there from a love standpoint, a romance standpoint, if I may say. Things will not move as you would anticipate. Sun is in the friendly sign, which is okay. Mercury is sitting in retrograde there, and Mercury is in a neutral point. Uh, See, career standpoint, what I will say is that you have a sharp mind, but somehow you're not able to apply your mind. Like you get bored very easily, Pranit. So you will have to focus harder. Rahu and Ketu is in this axis, which is Ketu is in 11th, sorry, in 10th with Jupiter. Good thing is if you can keep your Ketu in control. And how do you keep your Ketu in control? By focusing harder, because Ketu is detachment, right? You have to focus harder towards your work. That is why you're not, if you're not succeeding in your career, that would be the only reason. Else I don't see any reason why you cannot succeed in your career. Saturn is in debilitation in the 12th house. It is in retrograde. Uh, and on getting, boss, you be a little careful for getting married, okay? There is certain yoga of you getting divorced as well. So I'll just keep it to that. Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't want to do more of that kind of a reading right now. So I'll move ahead. Vanak, I've already taken your question. Repeating the question is not going to help. If you've not had a chance, go back and rewind to the live session. I've already answered your question. Again, Tejasvi, you're asking multiple times the same question. It's not going to help. I've already answered your question. Um, Prisha, Angelina, Rishi Swami. What is your question, Rishi Swami? Are you expecting a detailed analysis? Rishi, you've put your date of birth, your time, place. Thank you for that. But you've not put in your question. I don't know what to do. So, blessed human, happy birthday to you. Thank you, man. That's my intent to help you guys. Thank you. Really appreciate that feedback. Smash that like button, guys. If you appreciate the work being put here. 12th November 1997. Oh, you're from Kanpur. Yashi Katyar. Okay, I'm from Kanpur as well, Yashi, and now I'm settled in US. But how is Kanpur doing? How is that Makkan and Birana Road? I'm assuming this is what, October, November, December. It should start coming anytime, right? How is that? Tell me about it. I want to get a comment from you that you get a chance to eat that during this period. I want to know about it. Yeah, I really used to love it. Oh, sorry, my screen got scrolled. Puja, if you need to reach out to me for this thing for personal, connect me on Instagram. I might take some time to respond. I'm really caught up these days. I'm sorry about this. Okay, one second. I just lost the question. Yashi Katyar. Yes, 12th of November 1997. And what is your time of birth, Yashi? Are yaar, you've not put your time of birth. I got so excited. Sorry, you missed your chance. You've not put your time of birth. Vinayak is asking which college. Vinayak, I'm Dev. I'm not God. You are going to decide your college, not me. Okay? If you're reading this, if you're watching this, you are going to decide your college. So you study hard, you figure out which college you want to get an entry into, and you'll get it. You don't need to ask me. And by the way, if your question was related to the courses, yes, I'm launching something called as Dev Academy. Dev Academy will be a website, a mobile app where it will not just be astrology. I will be teaching subjects around uh, business, how to prepare yourself as a professional. I'm myself a vice president in a large corporation, and my goal is to educate some of you who want to do well in your corporate life as well. So I will be taking up courses in that sphere too. Then there will be courses which are going to be around personal development in terms of gaining your confidence in your communication skills, how you express yourself, what are the kind of things you want to do in your daily life to grow up to grow up in your career ladder. Those kind of courses will also be there. And if interested, mathematics and physics as well. I'm out of touch, but it is my favorite subjects. But the idea is, yes, on a career front as well as on astrology, I will be picking up courses, and my target is that in the next 60 days I'll launch. If some of you are interested, please put a comment that yes, Dave, it's a good idea. Please launch your courses, and I'll do that. Okay, yes, she has finally given the date of birth as time of birth as well. 6:51 p.m. So 18:51 p.m. Kanpur. All right, Yashi, when will you get a government job or a bank job? Mercury is sitting in your seventh house in the sign of Scorpio. Rahu is in your fifth house. Ketu is in your tenth. Sorry, Rahu is in your fourth house. Ketu is in your tenth house. Jupiter is in your ninth in debilitation. That's where I'm worried. But good thing is it is forming Parivartan Yoga with Saturn. Moon is along with Saturn, so it is afflicted. Mentally, are you taking a lot of stress? Profession will be banking, yes. Your 10th house is the sign of Aquarius, but you have. See, that is where Rahu is excellent because Rahu is a co owner of Aquarius, but you have Ketu sitting there right now. Rahu is at least aspecting it. It will come with a delay. Why? Because Saturn is in retrograde and it's going to impact that as well. So it will come with a delay, Yashi. You will take some time to get that. But Yashi, after 2026, when your Sun Mahadasha is starting, right? So 2029 is the best year. You will be around 22 years of age, best year, or even 2030. You prepare hard. You are asking the question at the right time. Yashi, you work really, really hard, study hard. 2028, 2029 is such a good period that you might crack something big. Samjhe? That is a good period. Yeah, that's a good period. You slog hard and you will succeed. Slog hard from right now because Sun Mahadasha is going to be extremely helpful for you. Okay? I hope that has answered your question and it is helpful. Yogesh, 9th May 1998. 9th May 1998. Riti, if you are online, do not delete any of the questions, okay? I have told these guys not to repeat the questions, but tum delete mat karna. I don't know if you're online or not. But I don't think your questions are getting deleted. My moderator, my sister, is not doing that. So you should be good. If at all you are pumping the questions in a less than 60-second this thing speed, then YouTube would be doing that. Okay. So time is 1:20 p.m. and Shahpur is the place. All right. So Yogesh, your question is about your health and your health you could face some issues with your respect to your health. Your Lord of Sixth is sitting in the sign of Aries. Saturn is getting debilitated in the ninth house. Okay, it is sitting with Sun, where your Sun is exalted, and your Mars is in its own sign. But from a luck standpoint, things are going to work out extremely well for you. Extremely well. Then your Venus is in exaltation, sitting in the eighth house. It is the Lord of your career, sitting 11th, like it is in the house of gains, and Jupiter is with Ketu. Okay, Rahu is aspecting it. Are you interested in pursuing some business or not, Yogesh? Why are you thinking about boss kya job? Are you thinking about doing some business or not? Acha, if you're not interested in doing business, you will get a job as well, but Pick some technical job if possible. Pick some technical job. You will really rise in your career. Okay? Something related to technology or something related to education. Yeah, do that. That kind of a job, even government job should be good for you, by the way. Your father's advice, whatever your father suggests you to do from your career standpoint, just close your eyes and follow it. You will hit it out of the park. It's so strong for you, but technical career should help you do well for sure. And you, if you are getting any career options in terms of going abroad, taking any kind of international opportunities as well, please do not stop. It will help you. Mohan, Feb 1994, 11:05 a.m. Jaipur, Rajasthan. Gurudev. I'm not Gurudev, I'm just Dev. This is interesting, yeah. Come on, and I'm not that too old. I'm I'm under 40. Come on. Gurudev वगैरह मत करो. How will my Venus Mahadasha go? Where will I get my job? I'm jobless for 7 years because of Ketu, and Venus is in Markesh. Oh. कहाँ पे चल रहा है केतु? Oh boy, yeah, Ketu is coming to an end in November. I'm sorry, yeah. Ketu Mahadasha, I also was very sad. Uh, I can understand. So you are asking for job. Hmm? Why do you want to do a job, yeah? Why do you want to do a job? If you are understanding so much, you understand that your Venus is in Markesh and all that stuff, then have you not seen your 10th house? Have you not seen your placement of multiple of these planets in your 11th house? You are an Aries ascendant. घर में मन नहीं लगता क्या? Not with the family. You don't like being around with your family? Hmm? Do one thing. Ideally, if you wanted to do a job, you should have taken up profession like police or tried in the army or something of that sort. You would have done so well. But even right now, but even right now, what you should pursue is figure out of starting your own business. Okay, Venus Mahadasha is coming. It's okay. Sandhi period is going to be a little challenging. It'll take some more time for you. Watch my Mahadasha video as well for Venus, and I've told exactly the things that will happen. Some of this period is going to be troublesome, first 6 8 months, but please fight it out. Start your own business. You don't need. Why are you worried about a job, yaar? Why are you worried about a job? Moon is in 12th. You can go and settle abroad as well. 100% you can settle abroad. Do import export business or try and travel. You, boss, you need to do few things. Don't worry about job. Go and start your business. If you want to start your business and doing some kind of import export work, selling online items. Actually, online, my e-commerce video also had talked about it. It's another area that you can think of. Think of all those lines. Don't worry about job. You will do much better in your business. And give me 5% stake, okay, because of this advice in your business. I don't want anything else. I want 5% in your business. If it works out well for you, I know I'm going to make a lot of money. Moan, think about it. Uh, Hover, health भी ठीक नहीं है अभी. Sorry, Hover, I've deleted your chart. Maybe next time we can talk about it. Yashi, I've already answered your question. Rishi says astrology classes will be simplified. Thank you, Rishi. That gives me a lot of confidence. Yes, I would want to do that if things work out. Yogesh, I've already answered your question. Yashi, again, you're repeating. I've answered it. Puja says thank you. Um Personal reading, Puja. Yes, I have done few personal readings, but I don't get enough time. In fact, there are 3 4 people chasing me for personal readings, and I'm not getting time. That's the only problem. But you can reach out to me on Instagram, drop me a message, and I'll see if I can find time and come back to you. That is where I don't want to do personal readings because I want to educate you guys so that you understand your chart yourself, do your own analysis, your own reading, and then you don't need any astrologer. You don't need Dev. Just because you trust me, you want to come to me. No, you don't need to go to any astrologers. You need to do that by yourself. That's what I want to enable. I don't want to hand over food to you. I want to teach you to cook yourself. And that's where you are going to be helping more of your family members, your relatives, your friends, your children, anybody, right? So that's the goal. um Mega, you have asked 2 questions. It's a one question opportunity. So I will pick one of your questions. 13th August 1996. 13th August 1996. 1:20 a.m. 1:20 a.m. Meerut. Okay. You are running your Ketu Mahadasha. Oh boy. If you are not married, sorry, I have to pick up this marriage question first. Do not avoid marriage in the Ketu Mahadasha. It usually results in divorces. There's a very high ratio of divorces happening in the Ketu Mahadasha. That is why I keep warning my friends. On top of that, your Rahu Ketu axis is 5 and 11. So enjoy all the romance that is coming in your life. But Venus is actually in its friendly sign, and you're a woman, so Jupiter. Yeah, marriage could be late in your chart, okay? And it is better if you get married late. Best period is around 2027. So, um, best period in Ketu Mahadasha is around 2027. Jupiter is sitting in its own sign, which is a good thing. It's in retrograde. It is aspecting Mars as well, but yeah. Is there a sign of foreign settlement? I doubt. Foreign travel, yes. Settlement, no. Okay. Hopefully that helps you. Sanat says, thank you for all the videos. Appreciate that, man. Mega, I answered your question, so I'll move on. Yashi Katyar, I already answered your question. You keep on repeating, please help. I've already answered it, dude. Uh, Mohan, I've answered your question. Puja, I've answered your question. Um, Vijay, I'll pick up your question now. Um, 28/11/1998. Um, Just 1 second, folks. 1998, right? 1988. Okay, sorry. 11 a.m. and Vijay is Mumbai. All right, Vijay. So your question is, I'm into diamond designing, going to abroad. Okay, how will be my Venus Madhusha? So you have your Ketu running until 2024, and then you have Venus starting. Your Saturn is a neutral. Venus is sitting in its own sign. No wonder you are in the diamond business. Good choice. Uh, Jupiter is in the enemy sign. It's in retrograde motion. Mercury is again neutral, but it is combust. Okay. Mars is in the sign of Pisces. So traveling is going to give you good results. Rahu is in the second house in the sign of Aquarius. Boss, you're going to make a lot of money. Moon is in the fourth Aquarius in its own sign, and in the seventh house. Again, a very beautiful wife. Mm, very good looking partner you would have. I can tell that. If you are not already married, I'm assuming you should be. Venus Mahadasha looks extremely solid for you. It will be heavy from a work front. You will be busy left, right, and center from a work perspective. Especially, I mean, you're already planning to travel. Your travels will come into fruition uh, more so next year. But I know under Ketu you would already be running what, Mercury, if I'm not wrong. So, and your Mercury is combust, so you will try and do some additional gains during this phase. But more of it will materialize when you do that in the next year, so to speak. First 3 years will be all busy travel here and there. Not a bad situation. You will especially see positive outlook in 2030. Okay, 2030. Actually, all the way till and even your Rahu is strong. So Jupiter is the only one. Jupiter is also aspecting. Boss, you are going to have an extraordinarily great Venus Mahadasha. Extraordinarily great. If that is the question you are trying to ask, yes. Keep working hard. Doesn't mean you assume everything that stars are with me, so I can chill. You don't need to do that. But Vijay, you are going to have good time. All right. So thank you for the birthday wishes, guys. I really appreciate that. Dim Bhatia says, when will I get married again? Okay. All right, Dim. Dim, are you a guy or a lady? It's hard to. I'm as Dim. Have you? I need to see. Please message me on Instagram separately, okay? And maybe in the next one I can take it. I don't want to make a stupid prediction based on this. So it's hard. Mohan, I've already answered your question. Dim, message me separately, and I would respond to that. I'm so sorry if you're watching it and you've not got a response. It's just that I'm confused with the gender, and we need to see. So, if you understand astrology, you might want to see from the eighth and ninth houses and see how things are impacting, and then your second and third, and see the planets there. Okay, but okay, let's just go ahead and see whatever details you have provided. Let's see what we can get. 21,782. Saturn and Mars. That's the reason you would have struggled in the first time around. I'm assuming you know your chart. I will not divulge much on because of this question. But Saturn and Mars would have been the reason for the first thing failing. Okay, and plus it's in the sign of Mercury. Mercury is also, other than Ketu, a huge factor as to a lot of times relationships do not work out. Uh, but because I don't know your gender, I'm not able to comment on Jupiter versus Venus. Okay. Um, you might find a person at your work front. Uh, Wherever you're working, you might find a person from your work front who could be your partner, and you will have decent amount of gains once this person comes into your life. Okay, but problems will be there in the second one as well. Did you have issues with your in-laws in the last one? Yeah. You have Venus dasha running, so you might want to 2024 तक में नहीं करना. If you're a lady, uh, you have a very good chance till November of 2026 for things to work out, and you might find somebody from your um, office or work environment, or um, through the recommendation of your father as well, but somebody related to your boss, that is also visible actually. Okay, that is also possible. So I can't predict beyond that. All right. uh, I think I've answered most of the questions. Okay, Ankita Gupta has asked something for her son, so I will not disappoint anyone. uh, Ankita ji, acha, you've given your this thing 22/6/2009. 20 a.m. Aligarh. Okay. So, Ankita ji, thank you for waiting this patiently for, I'm hoping, around almost 2 hours. So, there are some of you who are waiting for the turn and it has not come. I can see people writing that. Okay, guys, I will keep on stretching as long as I can. Okay, I'm sorry about this, but it takes time for me. Oh boy. Um there are a lot of messages. Okay, I'll try and answer all of the questions as much as I can stretch today. Okay, so Ankita ji, this is for your son, and your question is that he is undergoing Rahu Mahadasha, and what about his career? उसका मन नहीं लग रहा, right? So नहीं लग रहा होगा because Ketu is sitting in the fifth house, Rahu is sitting bang opposite to it, and this is what is the problem. Okay, this is a problem. He will not have much interest in studies. He will not have much interest in studies, but don't worry, he will generate a lot of wealth. He will accumulate a lot of wealth in the long run. He has Mars, Venus in the second house. Mars is in its own sign. Moon is with Mercury in the sign of Taurus. Moon is exalted. इसको ना send him in the field of communication, journalism, mass media. uh, yeah, ask your son to focus in those areas. um, News anchoring, um, like, if he goes into sports related reporting as well. Okay, if he travels for his reporting work, travels a lot, if he travels a lot, Jupiter is sitting in retrograde in the 12th house. He should take up a career where he has to travel, and he has to like travel and broadcast and reach out to multiple people. Or even if he is blogging, then he is blogging about different places and stuff, that sort of career. And he will not be your, don't push him for your regular profession of becoming a lawyer and pushing him to become an engineer. He will not succeed. If you push him to do that, that is also a career option, but he actually, lawyer is a possibility, but he will just keep on working under somebody. He can pursue law. Law is another option that he can pursue. But no, he has, his interest is not in studies because he is more of a creative person. Understand that he is a creative person. So push him to do creative kind of things, creative areas. He will be very, very good. Actually, you should ask him if he wants to consider, uh, if he wants to consider something in the space of journalism and stuff. It will be very good for him. He'll do very well in that space. Okay. And like, you have those reporters working in wide areas, reporting about war and stuff, war zones. uh, he will gain a lot of respect in that, and then when he comes back and stuff, he'll become that news anchor. That kind of a career is a very interesting career for this guy. Very interesting career for this guy. You should consider that. um, Jaligama Bhardwaj. Jaligama, I'm assuming you're a guy. 9/6 1999. 9/6 1999. 3:28 a.m. Hyderabad. Mars is in your seventh house. You are an Aries ascendant. Jupiter and Saturn in your first house. Saturn is debilitated. Sun in your second house in the enemy sign. Moon in your 12th house. You will finally settle away from your birthplace. Rahu and Venus in your fourth. You will accumulate decent wealth as well. Okay, like, decent amount of assets is what either you were born into, or you will accumulate decent amount of assets. Mercury is also in its own sign in the third house. Good with communication. You should pick up something around communication. Marriage, there will be delay and there will be problem. Ketu Mahadasha is going on for you. Wait for Venus Mahadasha for any relationship. Mahadasha should be good for you, but don't rush into any kind of relationship and stuff. Even if you do, take the advice of your father. Do not marry without the advice of your father. It might lead to divorce. Okay, you need your advice of your father. Your father is going to decide what is good for you. Jaligama Bhardwaj. That's an important reading for you. Sakshi Sharma. Sakshi, I'm assuming, of course, you're a female. 31 3 1998 1:46 a.m. अब बिहार से हाउ डू आई टेल यू यार बिहार से हाउ डू आई टेल यू योर चार्ट Blessed Human says, yes, sir, please go for courses. Easy to understand. Okay, we'll do that. Sakshi Sharma, I cannot do your reading without your birthplace. Um, Rishi Sand, yes, prediction is spot on. Uh, you are right. It has been turbulent. Trying to stay afloat till 24. Thanks for the prediction. You're welcome, Rishi. Thank you, sir. Really appreciate it. Welcome, Star. Sanat Anto, I already responded to you. Tanvi Dikshit. Uh, okay, Tanvi Dikshit. Tanvi, it takes time for me to reach to the questions, and I go one by one in the serial order so that I do not miss it. And I'm so sorry. Some people just they repeat and their questions multiple times, so it wastes my time, and that is why it troubles others as well. Next time, I will ask the moderator that the people who are asking questions multiple times should be deleted. So we should not, because it creates problem for the others as well, guys. It is not fair. तानवी यार बचा आपने 2000 टाइम तो दिया नहीं है प्लेस दिया नहीं है will I become an IAS officer how do I take your question okay you put it later 7:10 a.m. UP फिर से आपने प्लेस भी नहीं डाला है how do I take your question Tanvi I'm so sorry beta but you've not even put your like details how do I help you Mega B I already answered your question Chetan I already answered your question Sakshi, you've not given your birthplace. I cannot answer without that. Chetan, uh, I've already answered your question. Chetan, again you're repeating. Jaligama, I've answered. Tanvi Dikshit, okay, Tanvi Dikshit, you've put your this thing 12/8/2000, 7:10 a.m. 7:10 a.m. and you are what Shahjahanpur? Okay, Shahjahanpur. Oh, that's interesting. So I've been to Shahjahanpur as well. Rahu, what was the question, Tanvi? Um, Civil services exam in 2024. Will I become an IAS officer? She wants to become an IAS officer. Um, so, see, Saturn is sitting in your 10th house, which is the sign of Taurus. Jupiter is also sitting there, and I was trying to understand your Lord of 10th is sitting in your first house, which is Venus, which is a good thing. But the problem is, यार, Venus is in its enemy sign. इसीलिए थोड़ा sad हो गया मैं. And your 12th house Lord is in your fifth house in your sign of education. That is also afflicted by Ketu. 7th, 8th, 9th. Jupiter is also not affecting it. What is your dasha going on? You are undergoing moon dasha until bacha, your dasha is very good. Okay. If your exam is before Feb of 2024, very high chances. If it is before February, before 10th, 11th of February, actually, till August you have a good chance. Yes, 2024 you have solid chance till August 10th August of 2024 to strike gold in terms of your career from your competitive examination standpoint. Why? Because Moon is sitting in a fifth house. Ketu is there. Okay, you have this huge Shiv temple near Chowk in Shahjahanpur. Visit that temple every day. Okay, just offer water, nothing else. Offer water to Shivji and sit there and concentrate alone in a meditative posture and chant Om Namah Shivaya. Better do that. The reason I'm asking is Moon is afflicted by Rahu and Ketu. You will be facing problems of focus. You might be studying things and wo dimag se slip ho jayega. You are forgetting something or something of that sort at the moment when you need it. It is like Karn went into the Mahabharata Yudh and he forgot everything that was given to him. Okay, so you need to fix that. You need to fix it. Moon is also represented with Shiv and Rahu, Ketu, or any of these. I mean, ideally, they say Vishnu Puja also helps, but I will recommend you stick with doing 5-10 minutes. It gives you a break from your studies. Go offer water to Shiv, sit there and pray to God and say, God, help me. Improve my focus, retain my strength, and perform better. You will crack it. You have a good period until 2024. The only risk I see is from Ketu and Rahu, and that's why I'm a little worried. I'm a little worried because of your Ketu and Rahu. So this is my reading from for Shahjahanpur girl Tanvi. Okay, all right. Chetan, see, people like Chetan, I've already answered his question, but he was not patient enough, and so many times he's pasted the same question, which is like so unfair. Ravleen, okay. Next time I see repeat of questions, I will ban those folks. And I'm not being arrogant, guys. I'm just trying to be fair with everybody else. If Chetan, you felt irritated because your turn is coming late, right? You are doing the same thing for others. It loses my focus in terms of reading the right this thing. My name is Ravleen Kaur, 10/8/95, 4:55 a.m. Sangur. 4:55 a.m. Sangrur. Okay, I've never been to Sangrur. Maybe that's why I don't know it. Sangrur, Punjab. Okay. Government job and stability in life. Your dasha is running Rahu. You are running Rahu Mahadasha. That's why you're struggling. And Rahu sitting in your fourth house. Okay. Things will get better for you after 2028. Give your exam for a government job between 2025 June till April of 2026. Whatever efforts you put in terms of getting a job or career, they will be very effective during that period. You are running a good period, decent period from a Rahu Venus standpoint right now as well until 2025. But government job cracking is a little difficult until then. What would happen is that if you are trying to do some other sources of income, something else in your life, that will give you better result. That will give you better result. Government job probability is post 2025 for you, Ravleen. I hope this delay doesn't irritate you. I'm so sorry if I'm breaking a bad news, but yes, that is what I see in your chart based on your Mahadasha and Antardashas. And one last thing is that watch the Rahu Ketu transit videos as well. You'll get some ideas. Okay. Your moon is Capricorn. I'll release the moon video by today, end of my day. Watch that. You will get some ideas from that angle as well. But it will take some time, Ravleen. I hope you're patient for that. Mukesh. August 1999, 5:40 p.m. Okay, so I did your reading previously as well, right? If I'm not wrong. भी कभी कभी तो मेरे को लगता है I remember some of the charts. You are worried about your second half of your career. Um, I know why you're asking that. Rahu in your seventh house, you are undergoing Rahu Madasha. It will be better. When Jupiter Mahadasha starts for you, it will be better. Especially, it will be so much better once Jupiter comes into play for you. 2032, until 2032, it's turbulent. You will be 33 years of age. Um, but good part is it'll start getting better from 20 from post 2032, post the Sandip. From 2033 you will see a lot of improvement. Even the Saturn under dasha will not be bad for you. Saturn is debilitated actually, but slowly and steadily there will be some peace of mind for a couple of years then, but uske baad se there will be improvement. Are you having troubles in your marriage as well? Please keep a few things in check. I think you are facing some troubles in your marriage. Your moon is exalted, by the way. Your moon is exalted in Taurus and fifth house. You're a very, very romantic person. Your head is all about romance, but things will get married better. Check your marriage issues. Do not have suspicion about your other half. Maybe you are the one who's overthinking. I do not like to put blame on others. My learning in life is reflect onto yourself what is good and bad and see how you can improve your life based on that. So think on those lines and hopefully it will help you, Mukesh. So Chetan's question I've already taken up. Sakshi keeps repeating the question. Okay, now she's finally put Patna. So I'll take up her question because she stayed for this long. She deserves to get an answer. Yes, Sakshi? I'm a nice guy, don't worry. I get frustrated because I also get tired, looking into the screen for long. And people like you did, I was frustrated with you as well, Sakshi, because you put on the question and then you kept on repeating your question so many times. Is it fair? No. That is the reason there is a delay for me to answer. And then you're not even providing the correct information. So, guys, some of you who are repeating, please be patient. And I'm not seeing the likes coming in. Why is it? Why is it that you guys are not putting in the likes? So, you are running your Mars Dasha until next year. Where is your Mars? Mars is sitting in the third house. Mars is in a friendly sign, Sun is in a friendly sign, Moon is in a friendly sign. सब एक साथ बैठे हुए हैं. Mercury is debilitated. It is combust. Mars be combusted. Okay. Rahu, where is Rahu? Oh boy, Rahu is sitting in the eighth house. Ketu is in the second house. Lord of third is sitting 12 to itself in the second house. Oh boy. See, you will start making money, but whatever efforts you put, they will be getting drained. Okay, they will be getting drained, and there will be a lot of losses that you will incur. And I feel bad making such kind of predictions. Lord of 10th is in your first house, which is important. Let's try and see some good things. See, I know you must be putting in efforts right now as well. I know you must be working hard, but I also know that they are not coming to fruition. So I'm sorry about that, Sakshi. Um, Sakshi, actually, post May of 2027 is a better period for you because Rahu Mahadasha is starting, and then you will have 3 years of Rahu Antardasha as well. Fuck. Then Jupiter be neutral as strength में कोई नहीं आ रहा है. So actually, that period will get better, and Saturn is sitting with Sun only. Shukra में. Saturn is sitting third to itself, second to itself. चलो वो भी बुरा नहीं है. So see, Sakshi, results for you are going to come with a lot of hard work and labor. That is bound to happen. It's not going to be an easy route for you. But if you try and do something related to, have you explored doing any kind of e-commerce online selling kind of work, beauty products? Consider that consider that and that will help you succeed. Nevertheless, if you're looking for job options as well, things are better post May of 2027 for you. Until then, it's a little bit of a challenging period. Whatever you will be doing, you will be incurring losses, and that will continue to happen. If you find a job, you might not be happy or not successful there. Something or the other will keep frustrating you. Yeah. So that's the challenge, and I'm so sorry I'm giving this reading. Yogesh says sorry for repeating my questions. Thank you, yaar. Yogesh. It doesn't help others as well. Ravleen Chetan, I've answered. Barbara Ritamal, I'm married from past 5 years and it was good from past 7 to 8 months. I have a lot of doubts in my mind, fights and somehow the marriage will go. Okay, Barbara, let's check your chart. 2 1994, 1994, 12 a.m. 4 to Allegre. Okay, Barbara. Barbara, you are running through your Jupiter Mahadasha. Okay. And Jupiter is sitting with Moon in your first house itself. Though Jupiter is sitting in an enemy sign and your Venus is combust. Barbara, I'm assuming you're a woman. Your Mars is exalted and it is combust. Venus is also combust. Sun is super strong. Uh, Fights in home. Yes, absolutely. Mars, Venus, and Sun setting in your fourth house. That is why you are having all these problems. And let me see which Antardasha is going on for you. Jupiter Venus Antardasha is going on. You had Ketu Antardasha before this. See, Jupiter Venus is going on. Barbara, issue is in your chart. I see you getting a lot of temper. Okay, I see you getting a lot of temper, and Venus is in your Navamsa. You have Venus in the sign of Moon and Moon in the sign of Venus. It is interchanging, but Ketu is there in your fourth house. So, see, and you are distant from your in-laws as well. I'm assuming Rahu is sitting in your second house. Mars is aspecting your fourth house, but sorry, so your seventh house. See, if you continue, do not cast the problem on your better half. Look in introspect and look at yourself. If you continue fighting, then there is a problem. But I see it is not as bad a time right now. It is not as bad a time that it might result into a divorce or something. No, with Jupiter, Mahadasha, and Venus, Jupiter should not let that happen. Why? Because Jupiter is in the first house itself, and you love your husband a lot. So if you are having doubts that you don't love him, then please, there is no point. You love your husband a lot. So you better focus towards fixing things, improve on your communication. Your mind is always driven towards your husband only. I don't see a divorce happening, but fights will continue. Things will get better from 2025. Fights will continue until then. And then 27 is also, you might get irritated a bit. So you need to check yourself, please, Barbara. I'm so sorry, but you need to fix on that. Blessed human being waiting for your turn today. Blessed human, I don't understand how did your turn was missed, but I'm assuming you're a guy, blessed human. 30 11 86. Yeah, my software is now giving issues. uh, After 2 hours it starts to misbehave. 30 11 86 1:23 a.m. Well, parai. I think I answered your question last time as well, yeah. One. Okay. No income, lot of stress. What will happen? Yeah, Vijay Sane. I know I said 1998, but I put it 1988 only after that. So don't worry. You're good. Okay. So after this, I'll take two more questions and then I'll have to wrap up. It's pretty late. Blessed human, no job since 2019, no income, very stressed. No job since 2019. You are running Saturn Mahadasha. Saturn is in the house of Scorpio and it has combust. Your things will get better for you, definitely better for you from 2025 onwards. Hmm. And you should do something related to land or construction, those kind of things, or technology. That kind of profession will suit you well. Uh, but other than that, there is problem till 2025. There is no respite. You will have to keep working hard. Results will not come the way you want. And you have Ketu in your second house, which means that you will not be able to save. Whatever comes, you will keep on spending, which is not a bad thing. But saving is looking tough for you. Okay. And my suggestion is with Jupiter and Mars together sitting in your seventh house, uh, it's in the sign of Aquarius. Try and do something of your own, either in the space of real estate or construction or technology, and it will take time. It will take a lot of time. So you trying something of your own may not be a bad idea for you. Okay, blessed human. I hope this is helpful. Uh, I have answered all these questions of Ravin, Vijay, Sakshi, etc. Shika says 14:09. Let me take up Shika's question. Last two questions, guys. 14:09. 1998. 8:55. 8:55 a.m. And you have not put your place. Interesting. Amazing. Shika, हे सर करने से कुछ नहीं होगा. You have not put the place. Jaligama, I have already answered your question. Um, so with that, I have last two questions in this thing. I see question from Eximev, which is the last question I'll keep. Okay. Eximev, just wait before I take your question. Ajit is also saying, please do not spam. I agree, Ajit. Ravleen, I have already answered your question. Why are you pasting your question again and again? People are getting frustrated with that. Anika says, my question. Hold on, Anika. Ajit says, sir, you took all questions except mine. Ajit, 1 second. I'm just going to scroll up and check your question as well. See, these people, they've repeated their questions. I think they drop off the chat and then they come back and they paste their question. That's what they're doing. Anika ka bhi multiple times question aaya. Ajit, I'm not able to find your question. Sir, you skipped my question which you wrote above and took another one's question. Oh, okay, hold on. Let me take your question first. Let me find Ajit's question. Yeah, because of all these spam messages only, I'm losing out on the questions. Ajit, I'll take your. I really appreciate somebody patiently waiting for me and putting one question in place. I did not mean to skip your question at all, Ajit. Okay, just hold on and I'll answer it. Okay, Ajit, I am not able to find. There is such a long list of this thing. Can you please put in uh, uh, your question now? Uh, Lalit Jangra, I'm not going to take your question. I have already answered your question last time, two time, and you were changing Barbara's name, and you were coming up with the same question from Pundri. Uh, uh, and plus, you are logging in very late to do this. I will take up two more questions now. Ajit, can you please put your question once again with the details? Put all your questions with the details. Yours will be the next one that I will take. I am taking up question of Anika, Zimev, and Ajit. Sanat Anto, I have already answered your question. Please go back. Please watch the video. I have already answered your question. I will answer these three questions now, and they will be the last three questions. So it's Zimev, Anika, and Ajit. Okay. Anika, let me take your questions first. Anika is from Pakistan. She's been waiting patiently. I'm assuming you're a she. Okay. Anika naam se aisa lag raha hai. Love marriage or arranged marriage? And 7th January 2001. Anika, female, 7th January 2001. 10 p.m. Chang Maghiana. I'm not able to find this place. Chang Maghiana. Okay, let me check. Chang City in Pakistan. Okay, I'm picking up Jhang City. Okay. So, Anika, this is for you. Your question was love or arranged marriage? You will be interested in love marriage, but I suggest you go for arranged marriage based on the recommendation of your father. It will be very, very good for you. It will be very good for you. And other option is if you try and do a job or whatever work, if you find somebody in your office or in your work front, and if you like that person, then bring for an approval to your father. That marriage will also work out for you if you want to do love marriage. Okay. And time period is marry not before 2025. From 2026 onwards, it's a very good time for you, not before 2025 at all. 2025 tak you don't even have to think about getting married till end of 2025. Think after 2026, that'll be a good period. Okay, Anika, I hope that helps. um Now we will check on Ajit ka question. Ajit. Okay, and then we have Zimev. Zimev retracted his details. Zimev, I don't see your details anymore. I'll take up Ajit's question because I do not have Zimev's details. So, Ajit, I'll get started with yours. Ajit, I'm assuming you're a guy. I'm a social media influencer with lakhs of followers and running business through online. Is there a chance to earn through business? 23, 25, 3, 2001, 25, 3, 3, R, 3, 25, 3, 2001. We have lakhs of influencers. Bring your influencers to my channel, Ajit. I'm helping you out. Are you going to help me or not, Ajit? 59 p.m. Thrissur district, Kerala. All right. So, yeah, Ajit, you are saying that you are already running, you are a social media influencer with lakhs of followers and running business through online. Is there any chance to earn through business? I'm a little confused. If you're running a business, what do you mean by earn through business? I will do a very quick analysis. You are a Libra ascendant. Your Venus is sitting in retrograde in Pisces. Moon is also in Pisces, and so is Sun. Your sixth house is very nice, yaar. Oh, I'm so sorry you will not like this, but your sixth house is so strong, and you have a Venus combust, but you have your sixth house so strong that your job possibilities are much higher than your business possibilities. Are you by any chance thinking of going abroad? You have a deep interest in astrology and stuff as well. Uh, but See, monetizing your this thing, yes, you will make side income through online business, but it will be side income. I don't think your social media thing will be your core profession. I doubt that. I You might have followers and everything, but see, having followers and monetizing your followers, these are two different things. uh, but you will make money, through that channel. But um you should not let go of a job. It is important for you. Mars is, you will accumulate good wealth as well, let me tell you that. You will 100% accumulate good wealth. uh, the communication might get certain issues when you're trying to express yourself. You might come across when like something might not fit there. No, Saat art. Rahu's getting aspected by Mars. That's the problem. So you answer your question brief and short. You will continue to do well, Ajit. Your following is there. Ketu is there. It's going to give you that outcome. Money will. I mean, if you're thinking that that is the only source of income, I will recommend you not to do that, please. Okay. I hope this helps. 50-50 chance kya, the reason they are getting confused is that you have a strong possibility of doing a work, and that will be an extra source of income through online. That's what I'm telling you. So people get sahi batate nahi hai. That's why I'm telling you the right thing. Listen to me. Anyways, no, Firoza, Rubab, Radha, you guys have just joined, and this is too late. I have done a 2.5 hour session. Zimev is the last question that I had promised I will take up, and uh, you have walked in very late for this thing. So, guys, you will have to come in for the next reading, which I'll do potentially next week, next weekend. uh, and I was hoping at least 50 likes, but 30 likes to cross karna chahiye yaar. Guys, you should give 30 likes for this thing, for the effort that has gone today. Zimev, here comes your question. 24 4 2008. Zimev, 15 13 20. Synctum. I'm not able to find Synctum. Display Synctum. I'm not able to find it, Zimev, in Sikkim. Which is this place? Synctum town in India. Gangtok district. So I'm going to pick up Gangtok, okay? I'm going to pick Gangtok. That's the only district that is showing in my software. So your question is, Zimev. Uh, Sanat Anto, I already answered your question. Sanat, I already answered your question. Uh, if not, okay, you're requesting for it. Please put the detail again, Sanat Anto. I will just check. But I've answered your question, Sanat. This is so confusing. Zimab, your question was Zimab, you have Saturn in your first house. Okay, it is sitting in the house of Sun. Your son is exalted, sitting in the ninth house. Listen to your dad. Whatever your dad says, try and follow him. He is going to be very lucky for you. But yes, your story is going to be rags to riches. Rags to riches story. You might have been born in a difficult situation, um, and you have Ketu Mahadasha running until January of 2024. Bache, thoda sa just have patience till 2024 January and the Sandhi period as well. The second half of 2024, things will start to improve. Listen to whatever your father says. You are going to do excellent in your life overall. You will shine, you will do very well, luck will be in your favor. And with respect to your marriage as well, be very, 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 very careful. Do horoscope matching before you get married. Okay. Hmm. That's all for kids, this much. And good luck, bacha. Good luck. You will do well. Okay. Hey, I am okay. Nobody needs to recommend me that Sanat is also waiting. Sanat, I'm here to help. 3rd May 1978. I will take your question, Sanat, and then I hope this is the last question. 3rd May 1978, 2:55 a.m. Karai. Okay. I'm not able to find Karai. Acha, Karaikudi, Tamil Nadu, I'm assuming. Your spelling is different here in the software. Maybe your spelling isn't correct. I don't know. What was the question? How's married life? Very love. Will I get divorced? And how's my job? Yeah, you cannot be asking so many questions, Sanat, on a free birth chart reading. Married life is turbulent. Saturn is sitting in your 7th house. And your sun is exalted in the 3rd house. घर में मन नहीं लगता. I mean, you don't feel happiness, satisfaction at home. That is going to happen with you. Your Mercury and Mars both are debilitated. Uh, you don't find peace with your family members, but you will create good assets in life. You will create very good assets in life. And you know what? Your Venus is not bad. Your Saturn is giving trouble in your marriage, but your Venus is not bad. So your wife may not be a bad person. It's just that things are turning out very negative for you. Your moon is also bloody afflicted with Saturn. That's the problem, yaar. I'm so sorry. It is so unfair. And to make it worse, you've started with Ketu Mahadasha, and that's why you're asking these kind of questions. Have you watched my Ketu Mahadasha video, Sanat? Anto? Please watch my Ketu Mahadasha video and please practice a lot of constraint. Watch that video completely. If you That is why all these ideas of divorce and everything is coming. And please ask your wife as well to watch that video with you. I have told in that video that anybody's spouse who is going through Ketu Mahadasha, their husband or wife should also support them. It's a very difficult period for the person who goes through that period because they are mentally troubled. You might have come across some very turbulent situation. That is why you're asking this question. And you are having Ketu Mahadasha with Sun Antardasha running for you right now. That's why all this headache is coming to you. Your sun is exalted. You don't have a very bad chart. Trouble is there in marriage. That is okay. Everybody has a trouble in their marriage. Yeah? Everybody fights. We are humans. Go watch that video, and then if you have a trouble, then you reach out to me, and I will take up things. But my request is chant Om Namah Shivaya. Ketu Mahadasha is a tough period. That's why in my video I've told it is 7 years of hell. So watch that, find some calm, have very open, transparent conversation with your family members. Firoza Rubab, you joined in very late, and so did other people. I have stretched more than 2.5 hours now. I'm so sorry. Namaste. I'm so sorry. I cannot take up more questions now. This will be the last one that I was taking for Santo. I will request you guys to please join my next session and then participate in that. And I will definitely take up questions in that one. I know there are a couple of questions that are left, but those are from Feroza and Radha. Both of you guys, you joined literally in the last few minutes and you are asking questions. So I'm sorry about this, guys. There were people who waited for long. Thank you, everybody, for wishing me birthday, for all your wishes. And thank you for giving me feedback on starting the YouTube, my course as well. I will be launching a course based on the feedback that I'm getting, and hopefully you will like that. So with that, I'll say farewell, goodbye, Shubhratri, good night, good evening, good afternoon, good day to wherever, whatever part of the world you are in, and enjoy your day. And please share your blessings with me. Thank you. Have a good one. Bye.